Hey guys, welcome to Quicknike's gaming channel. I'm Quicknike and I'm currently playing The Tower. I'm really excited to finally start my YouTube journey. I know I'm a bit late to the game compared to other content creators, but I wanted to start sharing my progress and document the climb. Along the way, if I can give support, get advice from you guys, or just connect with you all, then fantastic. So let me start by showing you my tower. In terms of my start date, I started on the 29th of March 2025, which means today is exactly 5 months. When I first started, I didn't even know what overnight runs were a thing, but once I joined the Tower Discord, my eyes were open. So if you're new to the game, don't be afraid to join the Tower community. The main Tower Discord can be found by clicking on the Discord link here. In there are plenty of guides and knowledgeable players, but my biggest shout out goes to Spartan and JPlays' Discords. That's where I usually hang out, get support and chat with a great bunch of players. I couldn't recommend these Discords enough. Too many players to name, but I'm sure they'll be as welcoming to you as they were to me. Now let's get back to my stats. In terms of lifetime coins earned, just over 750 T. In terms of stones earned, just under 16,500. However, I did buy 2 stone packs at the start of my journey, and in the last month just gone I bought a few stone packs. Looking at my progression through the tiers, in the first kind of 9 tiers, I was averaging roughly 6,000 waves, but my progression has been slightly different to the standard advice that you'll hear. Most guides suggest farming tier 1 until you reach 9 to 10,000 waves till you maximise spawn rates for elites and therefore gain as many sales as possible. But for me, I felt like I needed more coins whilst keeping a steady sale income at the beginning of my journey. So what I did was I looked at how many sales was needed to run all 5 of my labs at 1.5 speed, which was roughly 1,800 sales per day. Once I hit that in a day, I would then start looking at pushing the level tiers that I was doing to gain as much coins in that day as possible. This was because I just wanted to earn a lot of extra coins so I can put that straight back into my workshop, and I just wanted to see my workshop grow as fast as possible, even if it wasn't the most optimal route at the start of my journey. Now currently I farm tier 10, averaging 8,500 waves, and as an average 17T. Sale wise, I would gain roughly 140k sales per run. This is enough for me to do 2 runs a day, and therefore in terms of my labs be able to hit 3 labs at times 4 speed and 2 labs at times 3. In terms of my cards, at the beginning of my journey I only spent my gems on card slots and cards. I currently have 17 card slots, and honestly at the time I felt like the more slots I had, the better stats I had from these cards backing me up in my runs. While building these card slots, I spent the rest of my gems on maxing the cards. I avoided modules at first and only started buying them once all my cards were maxed. If you want the more optimal route, a lot of players kind of suggest that you maximize your common cards first, which are the white bordered cards, then saving gems for the bi-weekly event challenge that requires you to buy cards. That usually means saving roughly 1,800 gems for the event. Then you'd use the gems to buy the cards needed for the challenge, and then the rest of the gems you make for that week to buy modules. For me though, I preferred stacking my card slots and maximising my cards out as soon as possible. Moving on to events. When I first started, I was lucky enough that they just brought out getting 4 relics, 2 that were free if you hit the amount of medals needed, and then 2 that were behind a paid kind of season pass. I always get the event boost because I need the medals to help me improve on my golden bot. I usually try and have 1,500 tokens saved ready for the refresh, so I can grab the relics and the coin multiplier, as soon as possible. At the moment, I'm working on my golden bot and I've maxed out my range. However, where I'm stuck is, do I now put my medals into bonus, duration, or a bit of both each time? Please let me know down in the comments below. What are your thoughts? I'd love to know. In terms of my guild, We managed to max out each week, which is fantastic. I joined a guild straight away, which honestly is one of the easiest ways to gain coins, gems and tokens. If you're not in a guild, what are you doing? Get yourself in one, because you will gain so much more resources from the guild. Now, what I found as the worst part of the game and the most frustrating part is modules. I left these till last, as I said, and I made sure I had all my cards and slots that I wanted. The only exception was during the last featured banner, I pulled a Sharp Fortitude and managed to get it to Ancestral. Until recently, I was pretty much running trash mods apart from this Sharp Fortitude, but last week I finally invested. The reason for that was I didn't want to dilute the pool before I had the core modules such as G-Comp, Black Hole Digest, Dimension Core and the Multiverse Nexus. I streamed my pools in the JPlays Discord, spent 15,000 gems and got crazy luck. I ended up with 3 G-Comps, 3 Black Hole Digesters, 5 Dimension Cores and 4 Multiverse Necklaces. Probably burnt all my luck for the year right there. Now I'm saving my gems for this weekend so I can try and pull for the featured banner. If I just show you all of these, I didn't have, as I said, before the 15k gems that I used. In terms of my labs, in this I've said that I like to try and get 4 times speed on 3 of them and 2 lots of 3 times speed. Currently working on my Death Wave health. Lab speed will be there until it's maxed, and then these 3 are mainly focused for my tournaments, which I'll explain more in a moment. Looking into the labs that I've already completed, if I start from the top, I'll just slowly go through these because I know some people love to look at them. As I say, I try to, in my start of my journey, my main priority was focus on EHP and economy labs first. However, in this last week, I've managed to unlock Chain Lightning. So because of that, I started to invest in damage, which gives specific focus on Chain Lightning. These upgrades have been huge for me and helped me stay in Champions League because I was just bouncing back and forth between Champions League and Plat. One of the biggest things that I would suggest is definitely maxing any of your coin multipliers, such as Golden Tower, Black Hole, coin bonus, even the sell bonus from Death Wave is definitely something you want to be looking at straight away. As you can see, I kind of randomly done a lot of the labs. Sorry. Definitely, which I've seen a massive improvement, is these module drops. So try and get these 2 done, the common and the rare. The rare is quite expensive. It goes into the T's, so please bear that in mind, especially I think it's from 7 out of 10 onwards they start picking up. But definitely notice so many more drops of modules. Now, click that. As you can see, I'm in a run. However, what I'd like to do is show you my workshop. So, if I end the run to here. In terms of my workshop, currently holding 5,650. I'll do a blender build. I'll leave these last 30 because they fill out very quickly. Again, just the last 3, these are quite expensive and I feel like I want to use the coins elsewhere in my workshop. For me, health is quite important quite quickly, so 5,600 there. I think this is 5,900. The rest is pretty much maxed out apart from landmine, which is very expensive for the last 70. And I'm currently working on my wall health. As I said, I'm a blender build. Enemy attack level skips is the next thing I'm working on. Currently on 311 there and 220 here. But what I've been putting a lot of my coins into on the enhancements. So 37 clicks there, 37 clicks there. Health, I'm always trying to keep my health regen and wall health together. But where I've been trying to gain and spend most of my coin is because I'm trying to unlock enemy level skips enhancements. So I've been hitting my coin bonus, I increased my cash bonus for tournaments, and then obviously due to that recent patch version 27, my coins game took a hit. So I spent this last week investing in the cell enhancement just to try and get me back to where I need to help me keep running those labs. Again, please in the comments suggest anything that you think further from there. Looking at my tournaments in terms of my history, as I said, I've managed to stay in champs, and each week I'm getting more waves. I base it on the waves rather than the ranks, and as I can see, I've improved. But beforehand, I was constantly bouncing back and forth between champs and plat, which was annoying, so that's why I invested in chain lightning. And then before that, I was straight from platinum into gold, or before that, sorry, copper and silver. I wasn't in there long when I first started. So my first tournament, from where you can see there, was the 5th of April. Now that is my tournament history. So, and that's where I am after 5 months into the tower. Thank you for watching my first video on Quicknike Gaming. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, maybe subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below, especially about golden bot upgrades and your own farming strategies. I really appreciate the support. Until next time, stay safe.